I had a completely different format for this video, but I think I've got to the heart of it and I want to talk to you about it. So I went from making $63 in a year to $400,000 per month. Not immediately, it was over the process of 11 years. But let me tell you, if anyone has reprogrammed their mind to attract wealth, to make money, to overcome all that limiting BS stuff that we have within us, it's me. The other thing that's going to be really cool for you in this video is that I am really, really good at taking things and making them very practical. So I'm mostly a practical person on this channel. I teach like how to scale your $10 product to $1 million, how I got 200,000 followers on Instagram. So I'm very practical. I don't normally make videos like this, but if we don't solve this, you will never make money. You can do all the right marketing things. You can do all the right copywriting things. You can do all the right social media stuff. But if you don't solve for this, you will never make money. And that's my worst nightmare for you. So couple things that are causing you to push away money. And everyone is doing it because if you're not making money, you're pushing money away. It's as simple as that. I would recommend that you read this book. I don't know if I have it on me because I loan it out all the time, but I recommend you read the book called Dollars Flow to Me Easily by Richard Dotz. Dollars Flow to Me Easily by Richard Dotz. And in this book, Richard talks about how, and this is a hard concept to get, so I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible, but you already have the money. You just don't realize you have it. And I know I know how insane that sounds, but you have to take it from me and my students who I've taught this to, who are also making a lot of money. That is the truth. You already have the money. You just need to open your eyes and see that you have it. So he does a much better job of explaining it in great detail. But when you try to grab the money and try to seize the money and try to like desperately, you can always tell it because I'll have students who post to my coaching group and they're like, oh my gosh, we have to do this right away. We have to do this. I'm trying to do this. And it's just this frenzy. You can smell the frenzy a mile away, and that energy is pushing away the money. So you have to just take a moment, and it's like a leap of faith before anything else, where you have to say, no, you know what? I already have the money. And you act like you already have it. You already are surrounded by abundance. And one of the easiest ways to start tapping into that feeling of abundance is by starting to express gratitude for what you already have. The thing that because mind you, like I was making $63 a year. I was broke. I was living with a bunch of different girls, like 5 other girls in one house that was in a, there were bullet casings outside our house. Like it was not great. And it was in that house that I started believing that I already had the money, even though there was nothing in my physical world at that time that pointed to it. So what I started doing was being grateful for what I already had, right? I'm so grateful that I can turn on my faucet and water comes out. Do you know how many women in the world spend their days walking to get clean water and walking back? They can't go to school. They can't work. They can't do anything that we can do because their whole day revolves around getting clean water for their family. So the fact that you can go and turn your faucet on and have clean water, that's abundance. So the first thing is just accepting and understanding and taking that leap of faith and believing that you already have the money. Because you spend so much time. That's why like journaling things where it's like the 55 thing where you like write it down 55 times. I'm so excited for like I'm attracting money. You can't do that because if you're saying I'm attracting money, you're basically saying, I don't have the money yet, right? You already have the money. You already have the abundance. You already have it. Like even my next income goal, right? Let's just say it's $10 million a year. I already have that. And the more I understand that I already have that, and the more I get out of my own way, and the more I just stop trying to control the process and just take that step back and lean back, the more it comes to me. Anytime I've ever tried to control the process is the times I push the money away. So that's the first thing, is just understanding that you already have the money, understanding that you already have the abundance. Richard Dotz does a really, really good job of explaining that in his book, Dollars Flow to Me Easily, probably a better job than I do here. Again, my strength is teaching practical, like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, do this. But this is really important because if we don't believe this, we're not going to like take even the action we do take, we're not going to see results from. So you already have the abundance. And the second thing is you need to ask yourself the question, what will I lose when my business becomes successful? Not what will I gain? What will I lose when my business becomes successful? Because you're going to lose some things. You might lose, you might be afraid, oh, my ex is going to judge me when he sees my content, or my family's going to judge me when they see my content, or my friends are going to judge me when they see my content. So I'll lose the respect of people I care about. I will lose the feeling of fitting in, right? The herd mentality is built deep within us. It's a survival mechanism. And so when you do something different and you step outside the herd, you position yourself to be, our bodies think we're going to be in danger. So what are you going to lose when your business becomes successful? If you don't confront it and bring it to the surface, what happens is your body subconsciously holds on to that and it thinks it's keeping you safe by preventing you from taking the actions that you need to take. So you might be procrastinating on posting, or you might be always, you might be like one of those people that posts a little bit here and there, but you don't stick to your content schedule consistently, because deep down you know that if you were consistent, you would grow, and you aren't ready for that yet. And you haven't done that inner work to deal with those feelings of being seen and being judged and being and people having opinions about you. What is it like being shamed? Like you aren't ready. You haven't dealt with that yet. And again, I'm super practical. So I feel weird even talking about this, to be honest, but I'm telling you all this inner work I've done. And it's the exact reason I'm making $400,000 every single month, in and out, in and out, in and out. And I'm on track for more. And so you have to do this inner work. You cannot avoid it. And sometimes I really believe that, like, yeah, all the funnels and all the marketing and everything, it's so important and you have to have both. But if I didn't do this inner work, I would not be where I am. And when I first heard about this stuff, like the law of gravity or the law of abundance, the law of attraction, I was 18 years old. So I was really young and super impressionable. I was grown up homeschooled. I had grown up in a very Catholic family. And so I had really only ever heard that one worldview. And so, and it's not no judgment or anything on my parents. It's just I had only ever heard that one worldview. So when I heard a different way to talk about money, and I heard a different idea on how money and abundance and all of that worked, I soaked it up like a sponge. I believed every word of it. I was super impressionable. I was like a little sponge, and I never doubted it for a second, probably because I'm so used to being a person of like, we take our leap of faith and we just believe. And that had been so ingrained in me that when I heard something that I was like, oh, I could get on board with that, I just believed it. And I now, 11 years later, almost 12 years later, I'm realizing that that was such a gift, because so many of you struggle to believe that like what you put out is what you attract, and that you create your reality, and that if you want the money, it's yours. A lot of you really struggle to believe that. And I'm not judging you either. I'm just saying, like, I get why you have a normal, healthy level of skepticism where I didn't. But I firmly believe that my lack of skepticism is why I was able to just take such leaps and bounds. So I'm going to give you 10. I want to give you 10 limiting beliefs that I want you to sit with. 10 things that you need to just kind of sit with here, because if we don't solve all 10 of these, and the last one's the most important, if we don't solve all 10 of these, you will not make money. Like, it's as simple as that. You won't make money and you will be held back. And I don't want that for you. So, and by the way, I can't remember if I said this or not, but if you ever want to see proof of my income, I share my bank statements at mariawent.com/proof. And so if you ever want to see my proof of my, I say I make $400,000 a month, I show the bank statements that prove that. So if that's something that you want to see, no worries, totally get that. Okay. Let me just get my camera to focus here. Okay, so here's the things you need to, the phrases. Money is evil. Only greedy people make a lot of money. I am not worthy of wealth. Wealth will change who I am. That's a big one for a lot of you guys. Wealth will change who I am. If I make too much money, people won't like me. Also, like, notice what are the words you say about other people who make money. Oh, she must be totally defrauding people. $400,000 a month. She must be scamming people. There's no way she could have happy customers at $400,000 a month. Money doesn't buy happiness. Money doesn't buy happiness, but money buys everything else that you need to be happy, including time with your loved ones. It's spiritual to be poor. Artists, I'm looking at you. Meditating people, I'm looking at you. Spiritual entrepreneurs in general, I'm looking at you. It's not a badge of honor to be broke. Rich people are corrupt. Success comes at the cost of personal relationships. So this one's interesting because without getting into too much detail, I actually do think I lost a lot of relationship. Wow, it's so blurry. I'm just going to let it be. I actually think I lost a lot of relationships because I made money. A lot. And it was the best thing ever. Some of these came true for me and it turned out to be even better. And that's why when I manifest, I say, let me read it. It's like I have it on my board. This or something better now manifests for me in totally satisfying and harmonious ways for the highest good of all concerned. So basically what that is like detachment. So it's this on my vision board that I want, or it's something better. So this or something better now manifests for me, I'm reading off on my vision board, in totally satisfying and harmonious ways for the highest good of all concerned. So this or something better. All right, so number 10, the most important one. If you don't believe you can make money online, you're right. You never will. Like that's the honest truth. You never will. And I don't want that for you. If you don't believe that you can make money, you have a very long and disappointing road ahead of you. And so we have to shift that belief. We have to get you to a point where you believe truly, not I'm pretending so I can attract money, not I'm pretending so that it like truly, I believe I can do it. And if you aren't there yet, I just filmed a video. It's gone viral-ish, whatever, viral for me on YouTube. I think it really hit a nerve and it's helping a lot of people. So I'm going to just I'm going to put it down below. I'm going to link to it. If you don't believe you can make money, watch that. That's your homework. Do that. A couple other books that I think you should read are I'm a Badass at Making Money. That one was really helpful when I was just getting started. So I'm a Badass at Making Money, Get Rich Lucky Bitch, and then anything by Richard Dotz. So Dollars Flow to Me Easily, all of his books, just read them. Please understand that you can do this. I'm not saying that to make you feel good. Please understand that there are people less talented than you who are doing it. There are people with more excuses that are doing it. There are people who have every reason for it not to work who are doing it. And I really feel like a lot of it comes down to their inner headspace and their inner conversations and their inner dialogue. And that is stuff you can fix right now. That you can immediately shift that. So go watch that video. Please understand you can do it. We'll go back to my regularly scheduled programming of practical funnel building and what to put on your checkout page and how to increase your ads and all of that. Like we'll do that. But for now, just understand that the inner stuff, the head stuff is the most important thing because none of the outer stuff happens if the inner stuff isn't working. So I'll see you in the next one.